Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at the Christmas tree shops in Manchester, Connecticut. As many of you may know, the Christmas tree shops recently went out of business. I had a feeling that this was going to happen as early as May of this year when they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. At the time, their original plan was just to close 10 underperforming stores, which would allow them to restructure the company, and then they would emerge from bankruptcy in August of 2023 and everything would be fine, apparently. So, not long after they filed for bankruptcy, I decided to come on out and film the store and see what it looked like before any of the going out of business sales had started.
That's cute.
I figured this would give me and everybody else watching a good idea of what the store was like during its prime. And here we are on May 14th, 2023, just about a week and a half after they'd filed for bankruptcy. And believe it or not, before this, I'd never been to a Christmas tree shop. I think the reason I had never come out before was because I honestly thought they only sold Christmas and other holiday-related items. But as you can see, I was clearly mistaken.
Feels like an Ocean State job lot to me. No.
And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. Thanks.
Do they even sell Christmas trees?
Am I the only one that thought they sold Christmas trees? Let me know in the comments. So now a little bit of history about the store. The Christmas tree shops originally opened in 1970 on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. There were only a few stores back then, but by the 1980s they had expanded beyond Cape Cod, and they were actually bought by Bed Bath & Beyond in 2003. And this is when they started to expand beyond the Northeast. At their peak, there were actually about 72 stores in 20 different states. And this store here, the Manchester, Connecticut store, opened in 1993, and it was actually the first Christmas tree shop in Connecticut. In 2020, Bed Bath & Beyond sold the company to Handle Holdings. Then in 2022, they changed their logo from this, which I feel is a nice logo. It's good, it's distinctive, you know exactly what you're getting, it's the Christmas tree shops, and they changed it to this.
Do they?
Which in my opinion is horrible. It's boring, and it's just horrible. So coincidentally, or not, about a year later, they filed for bankruptcy.
We can get a lantern shaped like a dog's head.
Okay.
Yeah, Ocean State, the one in Southwick, got rid of the book section.
Really?
Remember they had a whole
good.
aisle of books that were super cheap. They had like a tiny thing at the end of the aisle now, but the whole the aisle is all empty of it.
Yeah.
This was their discount room, or their clearance section. And as you can see, everything in here is discounted, and they have a lot of stuff from Easter. Again, this was filmed in May of 23, and Easter was about a month earlier. So all the Easter stuff they couldn't sell came back here. And I'm sure they did pretty much the same thing for the other holidays as well. Another cool thing about this room is you can actually see into the back, into their storage area, or their warehouse area, I guess you'd call it. You can see all those storage racks back there. They're all empty. So I'm assuming that's just overflow. I don't know how they would have fit all of those storage racks in the store, though, because the store was already pretty full of storage racks, and with that many, I honestly don't know how they would have all fit. As you can see, this store pretty much had everything you can imagine. And over here we got kind of like a pharmacy department with over-the-counter medications. Then you had gardening supplies, pool supplies, pretty much everything you can imagine. Again, it looks a lot like an Ocean State job lot to me. I think those are cornhole things, whatever you call them. And we got an inflatable boat here full of boogie boards. And they do have a toy section as well. Seemed like the toys, though, were mostly for younger kids, probably like under, I don't know, under 8. So no Star Wars or G.I. Joe or anything like that. I thought that was interesting, the flashing lights. I found a couple of those in the store. I'm assuming that's just due to poor maintenance. Probably just need to change the bulbs or something.
It's my truck.
Oh, Thomas's.
Not too long after this visit to the Christmas tree shops, the company defaulted on the loan that they used in their restructuring, and unless a buyer could be found by July 5th, 2023, the Chapter 11 bankruptcy would be converted to Chapter 7 liquidation, which essentially means that they would be going out of business. No buyer was found, and the liquidation sales began on July 7th.
$1 candy. These probably cost like $5 in the theater.
Oh, yes.
Now remember that $1 price on those Mike and Ikes, because in the next part of the video we're going to come back about 2.5 months later when everything was supposedly on sale, and we'll see how good the price is then. So now let's skip ahead to July 30th, 2023 and see how things have changed. At this point, no final closing date had been given, so I honestly wasn't sure how much longer the store would be open at this point. At first glance, it doesn't look much different than it did on May 14th, but as we get further into the store, you will see that it really was starting to empty out at this point, but it's nowhere near as empty as it's going to be in the last part of the video on closing day. So stay tuned for that. There's another one of those weird flashing lights, which again I'm guessing is because the bulb needs to be replaced, but if anybody knows for sure, let me know in the comments. So at this point you can clearly see that the store is closing, and this is where they started putting all the fixtures for sale. And these tables are $20 a piece, which is not bad, but a lot of this stuff was very specific to like retail. I mean, it's not a lot of stuff you could really use in your house unless you set your house up as a store, I guess. So there wasn't a lot here that I was really interested in. They have these big baskets here, or whatever you call them, for $100, which for something that size does not sound unreasonable to me. They were asking 50 a piece for these. I guess you could use them as a bookcase or some sort of display unit, that type of thing. But I don't think I would pay 50 bucks for them. They look a little bit too cheaply made for that, honestly. Over here they were selling off old office equipment and office supplies. I was really hoping to find something with the Christmas tree logo on it to buy, but I didn't see anything. It's kind of disappointing. I was hoping these would say Christmas tree shops on it, but they didn't. So the last time we were here, this was the clearance section, and all the clearance stuff is gone now, but they do have these cool Pepperidge Farm display racks for 50 bucks a piece, which is a pretty good price. If you're into collecting Pepperidge Farm, I'm sure you would love to have one of these. I don't collect Pepperidge Farm, but if these were, say, like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, or even Hostess or Little Debbie or something like that, I would have loved to have picked one up. I'm sure there's plenty of Pepperidge Farm collectors out there that would have loved to have bought one of those, though. Or maybe all of them. Here's a bunch of old spinner racks. This one was the Beanie Baby one, and I'm sure there's a Beanie Baby collector out there that would have loved to have this for only 20 bucks. That's a great deal. I would have been interested in like a comic book spinner rack or even a magazine spinner rack, but they didn't have any of those. They did have some book ones, and I think maybe some of these were for maybe greeting cards. I'm not entirely sure. Avanti Press. Here's some more cool Pepperidge Farm stuff. That's a really nice piece, especially if you have a store. It looks really high quality. And the prices are good. 15 bucks for these, 20 bucks. Can't argue with that, because if that Beanie Baby rack gets to a flea market, I guarantee you the price is going to go up by at least 5 times or more. Over here they got a bunch of old plexiglass sheets for $5 a piece, and I honestly have no idea if that's a good price or not. Here's the rack from the first part of the video that had those trucks on it with the individual names. The orange stickers that you see are actually sold stickers, and they actually say on them who bought them.
Excuse me.
All right, I'm at the register.
So now remember in the first part of the video we saw these Mike and Ike candies for $1 a box, and these are the exact same ones. Now they're on sale, allegedly, but the price they're using, they're starting at $1.50, and then they're bringing them down. So now they're at $1.09. So they're actually more now than they were before the liquidation sale. Here's some more of those Mike and Ike candies that are allegedly on sale, and you can see there it says was $1.49, and then they did 20% off, now 30% off, and I think it said either $1.09 or $1.04, which again is more than it was in May when it was $1. So I guess the lesson is be careful of these liquidation sales. You might not be getting as much of a deal as you think you are. Now skip ahead a couple weeks. It's August 12th, 2023, and it's closing day. So let's see what it looks like. The first thing you notice is right at the front of the store here, there's like this shopping frenzy of people trying to buy all these great deals. But then once you get past this, there's pretty much nothing. I would say 90% of the stuff for sale in the store was right in this immediate area. So as you can see, I don't think that many fixtures have been sold. It looks like pretty much everything was here the last time. So you got a lot of these baskets, which, again, I don't know who would buy those other than a store, because they're not really that useful at your house. And I don't think a lot of collectors would be into them just because they're not really branded as Christmas Tree Shop. If they had the Christmas Tree Shop logo on them, I think they probably would have sold quite a bit more of them. So this is kind of gross. This is where one of the shelves used to be. And I would guess this is, 30 years of grime from 1993, I would guess. At the very least, I mean, that's a couple decades worth of dirt, grime, goo, you name it. It's pretty gross. Now that the store is all cleared out, you can get a much better view of this mural that goes around most of the store. It's not hand done or anything, but it's still, kind of nice to look at. Okay, it looks like most of the Pepperidge Farm display racks have been sold. Doesn't look like much else sold, though, honestly. I was looking through all this junk here to see if there was anything interesting stuck in there from, 30 years ago. And I did see something there in the center of the frame that looked like it might have been somebody's name tag. But it was just so disgusting I couldn't pick it up. Thought this old locker was kind of cool. Guess somebody else did too because it was sold.
So that's 3/4 or
We do.
There you have it. That's the end of the Christmas tree shops. Closing day, August 12th, 2023. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I do plan to have a lot more videos like this, as well as mall walkthroughs, flea markets, and a whole bunch of other types of videos. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.